Hello everybody, I'm Serta and welcome back to Alchemy Factory. Well, I got everything cleaned up, finally. All the floor panels are down, we're doing pretty well. I have a couple of quests that I need to do pretty urgently because I've been holding off. So we've got a bulk order that I can pin, that's huge. And this one, that's pretty small and I can submit right away. So let's go and get what we need. Right, so I have what I need for that, so let's do that one. Awesome, got some good cash there. Anyway, so I have redone the Jupiter setup. It's going pretty well. At the moment, I am feeding all the extra wood that I'd collected through these two boxes. That was all lying around over here. Still feeding the wood from our fertilizer factory, which I have sorted out. And all of that seems to be working pretty well. We also have our transformation potion. That will be feeding some wood. I don't need mushrooms because I had whole bunch of spare mushroom. Well, I'm running out, so I'm going to have to start this up soon. But that's pretty easy. So I'll get that going. And then I'm going to have to find a way to balance things on the wood side to make sure that we have lots of Jupiters and Saturns in stock. And then I found something happened that was not very cool. But a part of this structure over here has vanished. And I don't know if I somehow deleted a piece of floor. Not entirely sure, but this lot here should be over here as well. Anyway, so it's a piece of that needs to be repaired. And then today I'd like to get into some new stuff like Malachite, because I'd like to increase diamond production, and making Malachite will help do that. Now, at the moment, I've got 2 diamonds in stock and I'm holding on to them, but eventually I'll have to sell them. And I want to buy some properties across the road because I have copious amounts of cash now. Well, there's a lot to do, so let's get stuck in. And it was a crazy good day. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, my money problems are not problems anymore. And I've increased these to put out 5 silver coins per stack now. And the belt is still staying full. But at least this is all being emptied. Anyway, I need to do some dropping off. So we'll get that dropped off. And then over here, look at all that cash. 5,694 silver coins. So let's take that silver coin. We're going to quickly run across the road. And we're going to get all 3 of these. So that's done, and that one is now done, and that's done. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with this yet, but I think this is probably where I'm going to do the Malachite. I could go up, still thinking about it. Looks like the cash is flowing again. Oh, belts are backed up. Oh, do I have enough space for another? No, it won't be a problem. This will work its way through eventually. This is being buffered, so that's fine. This is fine as well. That one's empty now. All right, good. So before I get into anything new, let me go and repair the little problem that we've got upstairs. So this section of kilns needs to come back in. I just need to make sure that I get exactly what should have been here. Hold on a second. Ah, see, it was more. So I think, I don't know, I don't remember deleting these pieces of flooring. And nothing here has been affected by the looks of things. But yeah, as you can see, my brick is not coming through very fast now. So let me start by grabbing this section. And it's a little difficult to see exactly where I'm going with this. But I think it's the 2 blast furnaces and the... Oh, yeah, that should be it. So F to confirm, and am I missing anything? No, I'm not. So now I just need to get this into position properly, and that will go exactly there. Okay, so that part is done. Yeah, and then I need this part as well. So underneath here. Yeah, now why did it not select this? Is that going to work? Could do. Oh no, I've done too much. Yeah, that's what I want. So confirm that. I didn't want to redo the whole blueprint because if I did that, I'd land up with a whole bunch of stone in my inventory, and I've already got too much of that. So, okay, that is cool. That's sorted. So now I can set. This is already set. This one needs to go over to here and get that moving again. And my belts over here aren't working. So let's fix that up and see if that carries on. Wait, nothing's going into these. Hold on. These are supposed to be making charcoal. I think I might need to rebuild them because it doesn't look like anything's feeding into them. So we'll whip those out and put them back. And let's hope. No. Oh, of course not, because there's no connection to the fuel. Oh, I think it was this one over here that is supposed to feed in there. All right, so now that will hopefully get everything running again, and then we'll have a full line of bricks to keep the Saturn going. Although I'm not really having a problem with Saturn. I think I'll grab a few of them and then also go and grab some Jupiters. I'm just going to pop them in the shop and we can have a good day again. So those will fill up, and that's the Jupiters in stock. Right, that'll help us have a good day. Another thing that I did between episodes with the transformation potion was I brought it down. Now, instead of taking it up, I've used the wall hole thing, which is this guy here, the tunnel conveyor. And I pushed that through, and fortunately I had a bit of space. But this doesn't look too untidy if you do it like this. And that can just shoot the transformation potion onto this shelf. Now, I didn't check if I could use the shelf. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to use the shelf. That piece of the tunnel conveyor is just a little bit too long. But there might be a way to put these higher up, get them off the floor. Anyway, I'm not unhappy. This works. And just to check, I'm not sure if I've got the line right, but let's put this one over here and see if that reaches the other it does. So yeah, I could have them lined up. I have a couple of empty goods over here that I could use. But yeah, the basic stuff that goes on the shelves, I don't think there's much more of it to come. Anyway, let's go into the research. Go way down, and we are going to do, first of all, I want the copper coin. There's a reason for that. So we'll have the ability to make copper coin out of copper ingots. And then I'm going to queue up the malachite. And once that's done, we can have a look at it. And while that's happening, we have a lot of salt. So the boxes here are still pretty full, but we will need to have a supply of salt. At the moment, all of our salt is being used upstairs for the Saturn. So we'd need another setup like this, like half of this, to make salt. And the sand that comes out of that, now we won't be making a lot of it, but the sand that comes out can then feed into this system as well and yeah, prepare the diamonds. This is maybe going to move from here because I think there's better ways to do this. And one of those better ways is to make malachite. So let's have a look at that malachite. Wait, where is it? Oh, it's a good. Right, so there it is. And now that's going to put out the crude shard as well. But we need clay powder, which is not really a problem. And we need impure copper powder, the stuff that we would normally turn into bronze. So if we set up a bronze process, we're basically setting up a copper process, and we need a way to get rid of the copper. And we can do that by making coins. Now we have a copper set up here. So I could basically just copy this. Although I've made it difficult for myself because, oh no, this whole setup over here is for the copper, including this iron. So the copper and bronze is quite pricey to set up. But if we do one of these setups, we're going to be getting 10 impure copper powder per minute. And maybe I will do the malachite over there. Although, how many floor panels wide is this section? Okay, it's wide enough. Yeah, it looks like 3. Might as well do this while I'm here. I'll use up some of that extra timber. Yeah, okay, good. So we'll be able to fit one of these in, and that's half of the malachite. And then the clay powder setup we have down here, where we're making the bricks. And this is making 30 clay powder per minute. So if we just put down an ethanol quickly, check the recipe, we need 10 impure copper powder and 30 clay powder. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Because we are making 30 clay right here. And we're making 10 impure copper powder right over here. That's very nice. Well, that means we're only going to be making 2.5 ethanol per minute, but we're also getting the crude shard. Now, crude shard at 2.5 a minute is actually pretty big, because right now we are making those crude shards up here in this process. And it's basically taking sand in and halving it and halving it and halving it for every step until we get down here. And this makes crude shards. It says 20 per minute, but to get 20 per minute is, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I think we're getting like, if we're lucky, we're getting 1 every 5 minutes. So yeah, that'll improve our diamond production. Anyway, so I've got some copying and pasting to do. I'm going to start off with this. And I'm going to have to do some adjusting because I don't need the bricks And I think maybe I should grab this setup first, because this I am going to need a lot of resources, and I probably need to empty my inventory a bit because it's full and I've got lots of stuff in here that I don't really need. Well, I've emptied out a bit, so let's blueprint this so that we can actually see what we're going to need. This is really big. I will put this all the way to there. Now that gets everything that's important, but we'll do away with some of this. So we'll confirm that. We'll blueprint, just give it the copper thing, copper, and I'm just going to simply call it copper and bronze, confirm. Now, let's see what I'm missing to get this done. Wow, everything. I don't think my inventory is even big enough to carry all of that. It would be lovely if there was a function to pin a recipe. Oh well, the day came to an end, and I forgot to do quests. Okay, but we still made a good profit, thanks to the Saturns mainly, the Saturns and the Jupiters. But we're not going to have those tomorrow. Anyway, I'll continue to run around and get all the goods that we need. And I believe I finally have everything, so I'm going to put this snug in the corner, which might be a mistake. I wonder if I shouldn't go up first. No, I can shoot the fertilizer. I think I can shoot the fertilizer across the road. And then we'll bring it around the back. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so copper bronze setup. Let's see, which way is the correct way? That, I believe. Let's check out how it looks from this side. We'll just... Oh, this is not right. That's right. And if I place it over there, that will work. All right, good. Now I just have to do some cleaning up. I'll get to that in a moment. But we need to bring a few things over here. We'll need fuel, we will need fertilizer, and we will need money. I have a money line coming to here that I can shoot to a hopper over here somewhere. Let's have a look at the range of the cannon. So if I put one there and I get a hopper out over here, I don't think this is going to reach that. Yeah, target too far. Yeah, that's going to be fun. Maybe from upstairs. I'd have to leave a panel off, but yeah, that could work. The only thing I don't have up here, though, is fertilizer. But I must have it up here somewhere. Oh, it's being fed by cannon. Well, it is here. It just stops. Oh, no, it doesn't. Oh, the production's not good. Hold on a second. Let me just see what's going on downstairs. That's all working. The mushrooms are still flowing. This is flowing. Oh, wow. Maybe it's just not enough. I need to actually take it off this line. Now, since I don't plan on doing any roofs over this side, maybe I think I need to finish this floor up. Yeah, let me do that. And then I could possibly bring this line up and then bring it over and drop it down somewhere. All right, well, all the floor panels are finished. Now, if I was to go as close as possible without getting in the way of potential pillars, because we'd need a pillar there. So, yep, this can move out. And I can put that a little closer to receive and go that way. And then I'll take it around the back if I can. So we'll do that, set that target, and it does actually reach. Okay. Well, it's going to be a long belt to get there, but I'm sure we'll have other stuff in here that's going to use the fertilizer. And then this line can plug in there. And there you go. There's our fertilizer in. Now I'm thinking I should probably do that. Do I have a money line coming out here? I kind of do. And I have a couple of cannons that I'm not using anymore. So maybe if I dropped a hopper like in here somewhere, would that be able to reach over there? Yes, it would. Okay, well, that's the money line sorted out. And I can do exactly the same thing for the fuel. Okay. I'm going to have to put a cannon over here to grab some fuel and drop that into there. I think that problem is solved. So this is the money line. And with a cannon over there and another one over there. Oh man, they need to fix this taskbar. I don't want my scroll wheel to be doing that. This can plug into there, and then this one can come through, plug into that one. And there it is. Okay, it's coming through not too badly. It'll put a bit of strain on things, but that should be fine. And then we can put these hoppers down to receive, and this one into there. Now, I kind of regret starting over this side. I'm sure it'll be okay. And then I need to get these things over. Oh, good news. This is backing up. Not yet. Almost. How do I do this? Let's sort out our pillars first. We're going to have them lined up with the pillars on the other side for consistency. This one here is going to be a bit of a problem. Yep, I'm not going to fit that one in. Hopefully the leeway we're given on the others will allow us to continue this. And I don't know if I need pillars against the wall, but I'm putting them in anyway. Right, I could have taken that line back a bit. And I cannot put one in over there, but I can put one over there. So that'll allow me to go up from this and connect our buildings. Cool. So I could just do that. And now we are spanning the road. Very nice. Anyway, back to the mission. We don't need these on the table anymore. Now this is bronze. We actually don't need this anymore either, because we just need the ingots. Wait a minute, we need to make them into ingots. These will do that. So I need those. And that gives us the ingots. So let's carefully remove things without accidentally taking the wrong things out. And of course I immediately take the wrong things out. Alright, we'll figure out the outputs over here. So if I'm right, the copper ingots are on top. I actually don't need... right, yes. I don't need the bronze to be turned into ingots. So this whole setup needs to be adjusted. And that means I think taking 2 of these out, confirm, and then the impure copper powder will be coming out over here at the bottom. Actually, I need to take these 2 out, and then we'll put a belt through. That can carry on through to there. And then I do need lab stands, and I lost my hotbar again. I'm going to need to switch these. Yeah, because I can't do this. Yeah, I'm going to have to switch the outputs because currently copper is coming out on the top. And I don't want the copper on top because the copper needs to go into ingots. Actually, oh gosh, end of the day again. And another day I didn't do any quests, man. And even so, I think I had a pretty good day. Yeah, very good. Lovely. Let's have a look at the coin. Yeah, it is ingots. So I'm going to have to switch the way these athanors work. Yeah, this needs a bit of a rebuild then. I can leave this structure as it is. I just need to make sure that right now the blue one is coming out of here. I need to switch that around. Okay, so I had it in as standard, I think. If I do that, then, yep, the yellow one comes out, and that is the copper coming out at the bottom. Geez, I really hope it is. Yeah, so the copper powder was on top, and that was a blue port, bringing the impure to the bottom. So I've switched that around. Impure will now come to the top, and the copper to the bottom. Okay, good. And then I can get my crucibles in, and those will be feeding. That will be copper bars, which need to come across, and I'll bring them together over here. Or do I do it that way? Yeah, whichever, really. It doesn't matter, because it's got to drop off the table and go that way. One of these isn't needed. Let's have a look at the copper coins again. They're done in a processor. So let's put a processor down and see how many they're going to do. Okay, so 5 per minute makes 1500 per minute. This should produce 10, so I'm going to need 2 of these. All right, well, then I'll put them over on this side like that. And then this belt can come around the back of those and simply plug in. These can come together and go there, and then we can have a storage box right at the bottom, just like that. While I'm doing storage boxes, I'm going to do one for the impure copper powder as well. And that will be coming down over here. So I need a lab stand there and bring the belt through right into there, and that will feed into there. Okay, so from an output point of view, this is sorted. This side is ready. I need to set up money and obviously get the fuel in here as well. Yeah, my belts are all the wrong way around and they are under things. So this wasn't set up to do this exactly right. But I can bring, if I bring that around, oh my, it's going to cost a lot of wood and nails. What are you doing, dude? Hey, get away from my money. So yeah, I could just bring that belt around and then up to here. We have a hopper over here that's going to need money. So if I bring that through and then just shoot it into this hopper, I don't think there's any more hoppers. There isn't anything else required. This line is starting to back up. Okay, that's good. And this line is not. I think I might not be producing enough fertilizer anymore. we'll see once that one's backed up. It's a lot of line to fill. So the next one we've got out here is the money belt. Should I run them? I should maybe just run them on top of each other. Yeah, I think maybe that is something that I can do. So we'll point that one out that way, and then this one we're going to need to go on top of that as well. And that will be the fuel line, I think. So we'll do that there. And then we've got one heap load of lab stands to build. And I'm going to run out of nails quickly, so let me just go and get them now. Oh my, I'm out of steel. What's happened? No. Oh no. This is very bad. I'm backed up on iron. Oh gosh, I'm going to have to figure out how to fix that eventually. But in the meantime, that should get the iron flowing again. But that's not really what I was here for. I'm going to grab some nails and a whole bunch of wood. You know, I feel like I could have made this setup a lot tighter. But you know what? There's probably going to be a recipe down the line that's going to require me to break this down and use something else. So yeah, I don't even know if it's worth making these all very compact at the beginning. It's not like we're lacking space. Right, we're getting to evening again, and I still haven't done any quests. Let's go and see what I'm missing out on. Oh wow, lots of random quests. That one's pretty good, and that one, and that one. So I'm going to pin the really expensive ones first. Yeah, let's go and get those. Saturns and Jupiters, that's what we need. Right, so we will submit that, and that, and that. As far as the other ones go, yeah, I could do that. I can submit this one already. This one needs yeast powder and bronze rivets. And this one needs steel gears that I was having a bit of trouble with, which are rolling again. Okay, so we'll get this one in. And then it's only this one, and that's going to expire today. So, well, I need a few bronze. You know what? If I lose out on that, so be it. Not really concerned. Anyway, back to where we were. Got more setup to do. Let me put these belts in. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to load that up, drag that all the way over, and stop them over here for now. And then I'm going to have to put belts in and take that to there. Okay, that all looks fine. And then I'm basically going to do the same for the next level up. Yeah, actually, that's pretty neat. I like that. I'll see if there's anything else important that needs to be dragged over. But in the meantime, we're doing okay. We're backing up. We are almost fully backed up on the fertilizer. What's happening with our fuel? It's supposed to have, I'm missing belts. There, I just made that nice and square. So now the fuel should be coming up. Dude, really? Yeah, get out of here. All right, that's going excellent. Everything's working. So I need to get some money into this hopper, and then I'm going to bring the fuel line out. So the fuel line is at the top. We'll bring that over there, and then bring the money belt down over here. Then the fuel line can just plug into where the fuel line was before, and I can remove that piece. Good. And then the money, it doesn't need to come out very far because I've only got to feed this hopper. So I'll grab a cannon, and I hope I'm not too close. That goes in there. This can be set to there. Ah, perfect. And the money's here already. And this is all working. The iron ore is starting to fill up. Fantastic. And then I'm going to need to get the money out of here. So maybe I should just convert that back to coin and somehow find a way to feed it back into this line. This box here may have been a mistake. So let's get rid of that. And I don't think I have the resources to build the banking portal. Yeah, I need one sigil. And the banking portal can go right there. And then we will have our storage box pointing in that direction. Oh wait, that would be silly. Might as well just do it over here. And then we'll get this to immediately convert to silver. And just, yeah, full on. Just do it. And then we'll find a way to get that silver back into the system somehow. But, okay, we are getting the plant ash coming through. Yeah, it's starting to work. And the soap, wait, there's, oh, it did not do the pipes. So let's organize that. These are going to come across, and then right from here, change the direction and go, geez. All right, well, the day has ended, and it was a really good profit day. Thanks mainly to those quests. Right, let's try that again. I suppose we can take it from there, change the direction, and just plug into there. There we go. That works. We'll do the same on this side. Bring this across to there, and then this can go and plug into there. Perfect. Okay, that's going to work. And I'm just going to keep an eye out for any other potential problems, like setting these recipes, for example. So copper powder there and copper powder there. And then hopefully the right stuff comes out where it should. So this is the impure, and that's going straight into the bugger. I've got this on the wrong side. Oh, wow. Yeah, silly little mistakes like that. That needs to go in there, and then this one can be removed, because this is where the copper coin comes out. Yeah, like that. And then that can plug in, and this will be making the silver coin maxed. All right, now I don't even know if that's working yet, because I haven't set these recipes. Okay, copper coin, copper coin. This is more, this might back up. I need to get 1,500 of them out. Well, that's 3,000 per minute. They stack to 50, so it's only 1,500 per minute. Oh, hang on. Yeah, okay. Well, at the moment it's working, but that could be a problem. Dude, get away from my money box. What's wrong with these people? Anyway, it's building up in this box. It seems to be working fine. Somehow it's not backing up. And maybe it's because of the stacks. Okay, there's a little... Yeah, but it's cleared. Okay, no, well, that looks fine. So we have impure copper powder at a rate of 10 per minute, because we have 2 ethanols. If everything is actually working as it should, it does appear so. Great. Now, next step. We need the clay powder. And I have a blueprint for, well, sort of clay. Actually, it can be clay because I just don't do this part. So if I grab my blueprint tool and I go from here all the way to the back, and just run around and check. I got all of this anyway. Well, it's all right. I can just delete it. Or can I? Yeah, I can do that. And that. No, it won't let me do that one. I just don't want to have to carry more than I need to. All right, so I'm going to press F to confirm. Now, obviously, I don't have the materials for that, but I'll go and put it down over on the other side. Come along. Yeah, I'm going to have to save this as a blueprint. So this will be the clay temporary blueprint until I've fixed it. And then I'll go and get all the goods I need for it. Wait, quests? There's a bulk order. Oh, that's big. That random quest would be very easy. I'll just do it now. Just need some brick, and we can submit that one. So bulk order. Oh, this one needs malachite. Well, I'm not quite there yet. Maybe I'll get it. But I have accumulated a ridiculous amount of silver coin. I'm going to drop half of it in there. Yeah. That gets it out of my inventory for now. I have increased these to 5 silver coins each because my lines were backing up, and maybe I'll be doing that again, increasing it again, because we started at like 2 silver coins per stack. I need steel gears, and they haven't started backing up yet. I think maybe just going to remove a piece of belt for a moment, and we'll let those back up. But now I have everything that I need, so let's squeeze this in. And it's not a very big build, so I hope that I can fit it in. Yeah, I can. It's coming from the back, and I don't need to take it all the way back. Yeah, put it right there. And then I just need to get rid of a few bits, so this has got to go. And none of this belt is needed. That one, yes, that is needed. That is the only fuel intake, so I can actually take that down and bring the fuel from there. I like this. Right, we are cleaned up. We also have a money line over here. Let's see if I can get a cannon squeezed in. Do that and bring this belt through. Oh, I got it in the wrong direction. So there. And then bring this in. And clips target too close. Bugger. Oh well. Get rid of that, and I'll do it on the other side. So yeah, we'll just tuck it in over here. Yeah, that'll be good. And then I'll just drop that belt straight into there and set that target to be there. And it's working. Good. But this also needs something. What the heck was this? Oh, does this also? Oh gosh, I could have done this better then. Let me change how this works. So it's going to come down, it's going to pull from the belt. It'll still do its thing, but with an extra step. So that can go in there. And now this hopper might be too close. We'll only know if we test it. Oh, wait, it actually works. Yeah, good. Now that's going to buy the wood. Ah, I'm being so silly. I had so much stone and wood in stock. Ah, well, it's done. Well, there you have it. This can go. I don't need that there. But we do have everything that we need now to make malachite. Let's just make sure that this is... Oh, wait, the fuel is not connected. So we'll do that, and we'll bring this across to there and lift it up. And now we should be getting clay. Now I just need to figure out where I'm going to put the ethanol for the malachite. And I have the space over here. Well, why not? Then I don't need to send... Yeah, then I don't need to send my clay down. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. Bring that over and plug that in. And then I just need to bring this line over here. Over to here. So let's grab the malachite recipe, make sure I'm right. It is clay powder. Oh, this is not clay powder. Oh, bugger. Hang on. I need to make the powder first. So let's do this. We've got a grinder in, and I keep losing my hotbar. It's annoying. All right. This is doing 30 per minute. These are producing... Oh, okay, good. Well, then I only needed the one. All right, well, let's get rid of that. And we'll take it down over there and then put that belt in. My ethanol was quite fine where it was. Yep, we'll put it there. One component in. Just make sure I didn't mess up with the other component. The other component is impure copper powder. And we are currently collecting impure copper powder slowly, but it's there. I'm going to hop it over the boxes because we do need to get this money out at some... Oh, wait, what's going on here? Are we still not at 50,000? All right, well, it is a bit slow. That's fine. Get a big lab stand in there. Grab belts. Yep, there it comes. And then this can go in here, run on this line if I didn't run out of wood. How are we doing? Oh, gosh. I need to get this process started. Although it's only stopping the Jupiters, but still... I need wood to do whatever I want to do anyway. Actually, you know, there's wood on this, and why would I put a candle over here? So that can go right into there. And then I'm going to have to balance the inputs at some point. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do that, but this will produce 90 wood per minute. The gears are using less, so maybe I can split that gear line and bring that into here. So this is 120. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Oh, jeepers, I was going to do that. There needs to be like a 5-second countdown timer. Wow, that was a bad day. Yeah, I lost money, but that needs to go in there. And then there'll be 120 per minute going in. We're good. The only problem is this is going to start backing up, which it has. I need to find a way to get rid of wood. Oh, man. Otherwise, I don't have production on my fertilizer. Anyway, that's okay. We will continue with our mission of getting malachite done. We can bring this up to there. I think that is the right line. That can go to there. And this plugs in. And hopefully we'll be getting malachite and stuff out. Right, now we have to see which comes out of which hole. Yeah, I would have said that the yellow one would have been the crude shard. That's fine. And we have to get both of these over. No, we don't. No, we don't. We only need to get one of them over into the shop. I'm going to drop them off the table. I'm going to put a couple of boxes here for storage for now until I figure out exactly how I'm going to do all of this. Malachite goes in there. The shards go in there. And we'll start getting stock of them once I've plugged those two belts in. Hey, we got malachite. Super. We still have a bulk quest outstanding that needs malachite. It's a big one too. Yeah, it only needs 40. Yeah, maybe I should do that one. It's a lot of cash. And I suppose I can pin that. There's another 20 malachite for that one. Yeah, I'll pin it all. Still got 3 days for the bulk quest, so that won't be a problem. Now you see, now this is not efficient. Although it didn't really need to be because I'm not using 120 per minute through here. I'm only using 60. And this is just going into top up. I think I maybe should have a priority merger in here to rather take it from this side. No, actually, I need to take it from that side before this side, and that's kind of happening. Let's do a priority merger. And the priority would probably be the bottom one. Yeah, let's put that down there and see how that works. So we'll take those out. Belt this in to there. This one in here. This one into there. Now this should flow until this comes in and then this flows, because I don't want that line backing up. And this is just the top up to make sure that this line going in here is full. And when I increase my belt speed, that is going to mess all of that up completely. And then I need to go over here and see what's not moving. Boy, oh boy. I almost need to pull out a separate belt just to make sure that we're emptying all of these. And I'll just plug it in there. I have no idea if that's going to work. But this one's not flowing out anymore. So yeah, I think we're just producing too much. That line's flowing full time. This one needs to be flowing full time, which it will be now. In fact, I think I could probably get rid of a belt over here, and that will sort that out. This is still going to flow as a full belt for now. Eventually, I'm going to have to take that out. But yeah, there's 2 boxes coming in. Yeah, that should be fine. I think I might have solved the problem for now. So let's get rid of those. How much malachite have we accumulated? 14. Wow, it's slow. Why is it slow? Because the ethanol is slow. Nothing I can do about that. 2.5 per minute. But it's huge on these crude shards, because that would have taken an enormous amount of sand to make those crude shards as quickly as that. That makes me think I need to have a diamond facility over here somewhere. So I should bring all crude shards over to here. Now, any extra stone that I have, and I might make more just for kicks, that could come through. Oh yeah. Or even better, I could have it upstairs. But then what would I use this lovely area for? Anyway, I can at least submit one of the quests. It's that one, so it's in. The other one I have 2 days for. The bulk order I have 3 days for. That won't be a problem. But I want to make diamonds, because I probably don't even have a third one yet. Oh my gosh, I do. Okay, so where I have extra sand, I can do a setup sort of like this. I put the extra one in over here. I didn't need it, but it was backing up the sand. So I'm just making sure that all the sand is used. And that goes up to this point where we are making the crude shards. And then they go through. Now this section here can be located somewhere else in its own facility with a whole bunch of crude shards coming in. Maybe I should sell those. Do I want to sell the diamonds? I don't know. Let's sell them. We're going to make more. What the heck? We're going to have a massive day. I will just pop them in here and we can add our 3 diamonds. And then we also need to get some Jupiters and Saturns. Yeah, I need to save 2 for that quest. Oh, Saturns are no problem. Wow, I can do a whole bunch. Yeah, I should put some through the knowledge altar. But right now, money, money, money. So we get all the Saturns loaded just like that. And then we can put those Jupiters in. And the shop is stocked. Now, each of those diamonds is worth 100 silver. So if those sell, it's going to be a good day. Everything else is... Oh, wait, transformation potion. What's going on here? We are missing... Oh, we ran out of... This was going to happen eventually. Now we're going to have more planks to deal with. Darn it. Well, we'll temporarily fix it again. The mushrooms are a thing. So we'll just transfer those, let that carry on working. Ah, gosh, now you see this line is broken up. Anyway, we have Jupiters. So I'll collect the quest Jupiters, the bronze rivets, the yeast powder, which is backed up. We need some linen for the other quest. That's sorted. And then we just need a whole bunch of malachite, which is being produced pretty slowly. But we're up to 29. I'll wait till it's 40 before I take it. And are we getting any cash in? No, not yet, huh? Why? This is working. This is working. All right, it's just because it's very slow. Yeah, they're coming out. It's just like a total of 10 per minute on this belt. So you'll see them once in a while, every 6 seconds. Well, I've got this sand setup over here that is busy making my glass, and I've used it. I've used the same one for the clay and bricks, and this works. It's putting out 120 sand per minute. If I use this setup a few times, and I turn that into those shards, I mean, it may not be a permanent facility, but I'm thinking that it might be able to provide us with more diamonds if I do a whole bunch of those. I mean, it'll be expensive. The limestone's not too expensive. I mean, considering where we are. Yeah, what the heck? Let's do it. We'll make diamonds over on that side. Did we sell any? Oh, we did. We sold out. Oh, it's going to be a big day. If I can get the 40 malachite through, we should be close. Oh, very close. We just have to get that done by 2 a.m. But yes, I am going to do a diamond facility. Why not? We need a lot of diamonds for various things, including money. But I reckon I could make 480 sand here. And then immediately, because it's a fairly small block, take each of those, put them into 3 of the refiners. That'll be 12 refiners. Then I need to bring them down to 6 refiners, then 3. And then we'll take it from there. And then when we've finally made the shards, we can link the shards together and take it into the next process to make the diamonds. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And while I've been babbling, we hit 40. Good. Let's go and deliver that. 1 bulk order. Submit. So from that bulk order and the 3 diamonds that we sold, that's already 760 silver coin. That's excluding shop sales. And we still have some Saturn left and the Jupiters were sold out. And I am not going to grab this before the end of the day. Actually, I need to replace my blueprint because I did blueprint this, but there was a missing belt or something somewhere. So I need to replace that blueprint. So what I'll do while I'm waiting is look for the 120 sand, and I'm going to delete that one. It's funny, it doesn't give you a warning if you accidentally push the wrong button. Boom. Blueprint gone. I mean, there's no, are you sure? Anyway, that's fine. And then I need to figure out how I'm going to get the malachite across and where I'm going to put it exactly. I might need to do like a little elevator bus type thing to take things over. Yeah, sure. That won't be an issue. Oh, my shop reputation's at 100. That's so cool. And the day is over. Ooh, look at that. Wait, 357 from 3. Okay, so it's more than 100 silver coins per diamond. But 712 from the Saturns. That was a superb day. Awesome. So we continue. And now I can start doing the diamonds. So we'll grab our blueprint tool. We'll grab up to there. And then I'm going to, first of all, confirm. And then save it as a blueprint. Down to sand. 120 per minute sand. And confirm. Cool, that's done. And it's small enough that I can fit 2 of them in a single block. So let's see what we need. We need wood. We're going to need a lot because we're going to be doing this 4 times. Right, we are here. Let us try this out. We're going to have to go over pretty tight. I'll bring it to there. And oh my gosh, I didn't pick up enough nails. And then we can continue. So that in there, we can actually even afford to leave a gap. And then it's nails and wood. And then the last one is in. So, what was this? I don't remember what the heck this box was for. Oh, okay, so now I remember how it works. This all comes up, and the box is the backup storage. And now I have an incredible opportunity to get rid of a whole bunch of the stone that I've been holding. But first, we're going to need a bunch of refiners. And if I bring this down in the middle, those will be 3. And then we'll just do this in front of each one. So that's the first stage of the refined sand. Each 2 of these will feed into 1. So I don't think there's going to be a heck of a lot on the belts. It'll still need to be 2 belts. This is 120. That's 240. Let's get these elevators in and rotate that. And that will bring the sand down. And I can copy that and drag it over to the others. And then get our belt and do this on each of those. And that's done. So this lot is going to need to go into 6 more refiners. And then once I've halved it again, then it's back down to a 120 belt. And then that'll be 1 belt. So I'll start with this, and I'll just put one every second one. Oh, I need gears, steel gears. Right, those are those done. So those 2 can go in there. These 2 can go in there. Oh my gosh, have I messed this up? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I put one extra in. Or did I? Wait, let me start from this side. So those 2 can go in. That's where I made my mistake. These will go in, and then I need another one over here. And those 2 can go in there, and that will be the same as that side. And those are all plugged in. That's stage 2. There's 6 of them. Those would need to go into 3. So starting here, I'll do that and that. Connect all of these in like that, and that's stage 3. And then these would have to merge and go into 2 more. And by the time we get here, this whole setup is very, very sparse on the belts. Where are we? We're over there. That's, yeah, it's still okay. We have space a little. Unless I just bring all of them and then we start the process and go sort of in this direction. Yeah, maybe So I'm going to change that belt, bring it through, and then we can feed into 2. And I'm going to position them like that, and then flip like that, belt that in and that. And this is stage 4, which means we need 3 more to get it into the shards, I think. Well, we'll find out. That can plug straight in and there. And then we can bring our shards from here around and plug them into the system that's going to be in this area to make the diamonds. How are we doing on our malachite? Oh, we got 20. Perfect. Good timing. And we have quests that I haven't done today, so let's go and see what we got. That's the one we're doing now. This one, oh, that's good cash. I'll do that. And that should be easy. There is one little thing I need to do for my vitality potion build, and that's going to create extra wood, which I have to find something to do with, because it's going to be a bit of a problem. I'm sure that there's something I can do with it, but I need the mushrooms because we are once again out of mushrooms, and these are not backing up anymore, so that's not an option. Yep, I'm going to have to supply the mushrooms. That's okay. I've got the transformation potion, and I have everything I need to deliver, so let's get that done and that done. Anyway, back here, after this point, we're going to need another 7 refiners. Now, I'm thinking, you know, it might not be the worst idea to double this up. I don't know. Are diamonds that important? Do we need to make them that fast? Because I could double it and double it again. This would be a massive diamond facility. So I should maybe just keep this area clear. In fact, this area should be kept clear as well. Yeah, I'll figure this one out, but we can do 7 more, and that'll take it to the diamond. And if I remove, now I think I'm going to need to turn these, have them somewhere else as well. Maybe have them point out in this direction. So we'll move that. It doesn't really matter. For now, I'm just going to dump it over there until I figure out this, because it depends on how fast this produces. But maybe if I treble it, yeah, that could be good. Because right now, yeah, could take this out and rotate that around so it's not in the way. And this would need to be somewhat expandable. And then all of the lines coming from the various ones can feed into this and go this way. All right, well, end of the day, before I had a chance to finish that. And a very good day indeed. Not too bad. Had a very, very good profit. Right, continue. Cool, we'll have it like that. So if I decide that I want to blueprint this whole thing and bring it over here 2 more times, those can all plug in here, and then we can figure out where the actual diamond thing finishes. And then this box of shards can feed into that. All right, I do need to kind of figure out where I'm going to put this. Now, honestly, I could just have it attached straight onto the front, but this is going to expand. So let's move it, and we'll put it over here, and we'll see how that all works out. This belt would then connect through to there. We'll have our ambitious box, the big box at the end of the diamond line, and then we need to feed. Well, that's actually not too bad, because I can feed these shards from here into there. Well, I think I'm not going to connect it. Let me go and find all of my stone and load it up before I do anything. It might help me empty some random boxes like this one. So we'll grab all of those out. And now I have an empty box there. And I can try and fill up as many of these as I can. Just like that. And that's done. What the heck, dude? It's one of those guys coming to steal trade secrets. Alright, well, what I had in storage half filled this setup, and this has started moving. And it's moving quite well. This maybe was wrong, because now this is going to take both of them, isn't it? Well, maybe it'll back up. These move, no, they actually move fast. That's okay. We'll do that. It's still going to deliver the same thing down the line. We actually only needed 1.5, so this split is perfect. And then I need to get some cash out, and that shouldn't be difficult, although some of these hoppers might be a little close. Okay, no, that's fine. It actually works. We'll just have those right over there, and we'll bring the money line down. Belt that into... these need to be done like this, otherwise, I don't know, something weird goes on. This one will need to be there, and then we can do the rest. And those are sorted. Okay, this is going to chew up some cash for a bit, but it won't be too bad, and then we'll keep an eye on how this goes. have we got down? Well, we have got down to the point where we're doing crude shards over here. So I think I could probably connect this one in. And then we'll watch this go crazy. Yeah. Okay, well, this will eventually empty out. So it's not going to be backing up like this all the time. Not sure if putting an extra piece of belt in here is going to make much difference. But that does look pretty cool. It's happening. We have shattered crystal. And that shattered crystal is going to go in here. There's the crude crystal. I hope I got my numbers right. That's the polished crystal. And that's the adamant. Yes. And then that'll be the diamond. All right, good. And then this one upstairs, I'm going to move around to that side. And that's going to split the extra crude shards down in that direction so that all the diamonds are made in one place. And then I'll throw some extra floors in here because I need to have this lot come up. And this line over here doesn't look too bad to bring goods up on. So I will mark that. And I think I can take it to the edge. I have that there. That goes up and goes that way. Is that right? Yep, I think it might be. Okay, so I'll be able to have a whole bunch of them going up onto the floor, depending on what I make here. And then there'll need to be an opening over here. And that's fine. But I do feel like I need to get stairs in. I'll figure that out. But we got all the way to the adamant. And we're waiting for one more adamant before we can make diamond. And this is rocking and rolling. Everything is moving pretty well. And I'm going to save the crude shards over here and send them down that way. Right. I didn't do any quests. There's a bulk order. So let me queue that up. Oh dear, I'm in a bit of trouble. I don't have vitality potions to be able to deliver that. Oh gosh. Okay, well, that's queued up. I will sort that out. I'm going to have to get the mushrooms through. Problem is, this needs 30 mushroom per minute, which is 5 more of these log things. Not really a problem, but what do I do with all that wood? Because it's another 120 wood I have to deal with. Now, I suppose I could turn it into charcoal and use it as fuel. Yeah, I'll figure that out. But I'll sort that out between episodes. Maybe I'll just burn that wood. It's heck of expensive wood. All I'm really paying for are the mushrooms. But this is all flowing very smoothly now. The wood is backing up into the boxes still. Oh, yeah, quite a bit. So I'll start using that wood a bit more. Make sure that this keeps flowing and that we have fertilizer. And looks like my fertilizer is taking huge amounts of strain. And it might be because the mushrooms are not being produced fast enough because that box was full. So the wood wasn't flowing, it was blocking everything back. Yep, I'm going to have to figure that out. But if you like this video, give us a like. If you want to see more, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications. Leave me your comments. Let me know your thoughts. Am I doing the right thing? Are diamonds that important? I have no idea, but I assume they are because you need them to make rubies. And if they're really important, then I'll maybe double this or even treble it and have this whole facility just making lots and lots of diamond. Yeah, and in the next episode, we'll head up. We'll do more stuff upstairs. We have another relic to make, the Mars, which is down here, which I haven't made yet. And then we'll eventually get to the growth potion, which looks like a bit of a process, but it's not too bad. That looks like powdered clay and some green stuff. Well, we'll have a look at it. But this is a super good fertilizer as well. So maybe something worth including in the system. And then there's the pocket watch, and then we'll get to level 7. Awesome. Anyway, money's not a problem, so I can go and buy more land if I need, and of course I can keep going up. But thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, cheers!